Hello students, welcome back to our geography class. In today's class, we are going to learn about migration part 2. First, we will see the causes of migration. Migration of people from one place to another is a function of both push and pull factors. The push and pull factors are a combination of economic, social, demographic, and political reasons. So, there are two main causes of migration. What are those? Yes, push and pull factors. The push and pull factors are a combination of economic, social, demographic, and political reasons. So, these four are the push and pull factors of migration. The factors that force people to move to other area are called the push factor. So, what is the push factor? The factor that force people to move to other area are called the push factors. So it pushes the people from one place to another place. Why? We will see the reasons. Some of these factors are overpopulation, unemployment, poverty and food shortages, religious or social oppression, recurring natural disasters such as droughts or floods, political instability of war. So, what is the first reason? Yes, overpopulation. Yes, due to overpopulation, we migrate from one place to another. Next, unemployment. So, unemployment, just imagine that people move from villages to cities. Yes, why they are moving from villages to city? Due to unemployment. Yes, next, poverty and food shortages. So, due to unemployment, poverty and food shortages are occurring. Next, religious or social oppression. So, there may be religious pressure in that particular area. Recurring natural disasters. So, due to natural disasters, also, because of natural disasters, they would have left their home, their place, and their property, everything would have been smashed. So, to begin from the first, they migrate. So, this is also and one of the reason. Last is political instability of war. So, again, political plays a main role here. Next, the factors that attract people to move to new areas are called pull factors. So, here now we are going to learn what are the pull factors, which means attracting. Yes. So, some of these factors are employment opportunity. So, just imagine city here we are giving employment opportunities. Next, better facilities for education and health. So here we have n number of schools and better health centers are here, so that these two are first two reasons for pull factors. Next, availability of basic amenities and better living conditions. So here everything is near. So we cannot tell this is not here, this is not here. So we are suffering from this. So we cannot tell like that. Everything is near for us. Well developed transport and communication. So, what are the pull factors? Which means attracting people to move to new area. Yes, employment opportunities. So, we are giving employment opportunities to the upcoming people. Next, we are providing better facilities for education and health center. Yes. Next, availability of basic amenities. So, everything is here nearby the living place. Next, well developed transport and communication. So here transport and communication are well developed in pull factors. In the 19th and in the 18th and 19th centuries, people in Ireland, England, France, Spain, and Portugal wanted to possess more agricultural land. So, people from the specific countries, which countries? Ireland, England, France, Spain, and Portugal wanted to possess more agricultural land. So, Their interest was on agriculture. Thus, they migrated to newly discovered continents. So, from Ireland, England, France, Spain, and Portugal, these people they gave importance to agriculture and their interest was on agriculture. So, they migrated from these places to newly discovered continents such as North America, South America, and Australia in search of agricultural land. So, to improve improve the agricultural land, these people moved from these places: Ireland, England, France. They moved from there and migrated to North America, South America, and Australia in search of agricultural land to improve agriculture. The young, skilled, and semi skilled men and women from most of the underdeveloped countries migrated to industrial developed countries in search of employment. So just imagine that skilled and semi skilled men and women from most of the underdeveloped countries. So, underdeveloped countries are still here, so people from this background migrate to industrially developed countries in search of employment. So why they are moving in search of employment? For example, in the beginning of 20th century, a large number of British textile workers migrated to the USA and Canada in search of suitable employment and new business. So here they have given an example. The beginning of 20th century, large number of British textile workers. So here they are mentioning them as workers migrated to the USA and Canada. So British textile workers migrated to where? USA and Canada for what? In search of suitable employment and new business. Yes. Overpopulation common in most of the underdeveloped rural areas in developing countries is an important cause for rural to urban migration. So overpopulation is one of the main causes. Next, the occurrence of wars between different countries have always been a time of upheavals and problems in countries where wars are fought. So here what they are telling us, the occurrence of wars between different countries have always been a time of upheavals and problems in countries where wars are fought. So where wars are fought, there will be many damages and economically the country will get low, so that the people are moving from these countries to another countries. Millions of people migrated from Germany and Russia during the Second World War. So during the Second World War, millions of people, not 100,000, yes, so not like that. Millions of people migrated from Germany and Russia during the Second World War. So Germany and Russia were one of the countries during the Second World War. After the 2001 war in Afghanistan, people have migrated as refugees to Iran, Pakistan, and other countries. So, after the 2000 war in Afghanistan, Afghanistan people have migrated as refugees to Iran, Pakistan, and other countries. So, they have moved as refugees. Then, impact of migration. The impact of migration is as varied and diverse as its causes. So, they are varied and many causes of migration. The migrants influence the society, economy, and environment both at the place of origin and in the place of destination. So, here what they are telling us, the migrants influence the society. So migrants people influence the society, economy, and environment both at the place of origin and in the place of destination. So they are giving a difference between from where they are coming and to the place where they are moving. So here they are giving us examples like society, economy, and environment. So there is a comparison between from where they are coming and to where they are going. The impact can be favorable and harmful for the society and economy. So the feedbacks, the impacts, all these are they are telling us it can be favorable and harmful for the society and economy. So we cannot say it is favorable, and we cannot deny that it is a harmful. So it can be either this or that. Let us learn how migration impacts composition of population, social structure, economic activities, political system and environment. So now we are going to learn how migration impacts population, society structure, economic activities, political system and environment. First we will see on population composition. Migration can impact population profile of both areas of origin and destination of migrants, such as total population, destiny of population, growth of population, age, sex structure, and occupational structure. So here on population composition, what are the what are the points they're telling us? Is it can impact of both areas of origin and destination of migrants. So the impact can be for both places where, so from where they are coming and to where they are moving. Yes, so these both places may get impact. Then what kind of impacts they are having? Like total population, destiny of population, like total population and to where they have moved, then growth of population. So again here they are giving the growth of population, then structure and occupational structure. So all this can be varied. The places of migration generally have high proportion of elderly population. So the places of migration generally have high proportion of elderly population. So while migrating, most of the population are like elderly people, children and females, whereas the region of in-migration have high proportion of young adults. So while migrating, elderly population, children, and female, whereas the region of in-migration have high proportion of young adults. So here for under these types of people, migration migrate are, yes, it is a high in number. Next, it results in high sex ratio in the place of origin and low sex ratio in the place of destination. As the young male population are involved in migration, the change in sex ratio influences the birth rate, death rate, and the growth rate of population. So, by migration, the things may get varied from the place and to the place they are destination, as the young male population are involved in migration. Yes, then the change in sex ratio influences the birth rate. So here again, so due to migration, there is a difference in birth rate, death rate, and growth rate of population. So there's a change in birth rate, death rate, and the growth rate of population. Why? Due to migration. Developed countries like the USA, the Silicon Valley in California state receives a large number of highly educated young migrants due to opportunities available in information technology. So, places like USA, Silicon Valley in California state, here there are large number of highly educated young migrants. So, in these places, they are migrants, other young people are high due to opportunities available in information technology. So for the unemployment people, yes, and for the studied people, they have information technology is high, so that the people are moving to USA and California due to highly educated opportunities are there. Yes, so they're moving for the opportunities. Next, on social structure. So next we are going to see on social structure. So far we saw about population. Now we are going to learn about social structure. Migration leads to a change in the racial and cultural composition of the population in the place of destination. So, migration leads to a change in the racial and cultural composition of the population in the place of destination. So, racial, you all know, and cultural composition of the population in the place of destination. Yes. The migrants are good agents of social change as they bring new ideas related to technologies. So, why they are telling migrants are good agents? Because they are bringing new ideas related to what? Related to technology, yes. Then family planning, girls' child education, and other social issues. So, what are the technology related new ideas? Yes, family planning, girl child education, and other social issues. Yes, so migrants bringing such new ideas to the newly moving places. It results in intermixing of diverse cultural composition in the place of destination. So, if the migrants are moving, again here are intermixing cultural composition. Yes, it leads to the development of a composite culture. So, because of migrants, they are not following only the same culture. It intermixing the culture so it develops in a composite culture, yes. Thus it can break the narrow consideration and widens the mental horizon of excuse me. Thus it can break the narrow consideration and widens the mental horizon of the people. So it changes the ideas and it brings new ideas to the people. In some areas, the different ethnic groups are not able to adjust with each other and may often engage in conflict. So, in some areas, what they are facing is the different ethnic groups are not able to adjust. So, due to migrants, some people are not able to adjust with each other and may often engage in conflict. So, because of this, yes, they are fighting. Yes. In some areas, based on the common origin of migrants, distinct settlement grow, such as Dutch settlement in Ontario, French settlement in Quebec, German settlement in southern Brazil, and Tamil settlement in Sri Lanka. So, here what they are telling us, based on the common origin of migrants, distant settlement grow. So, because of the origin, people where are moving from the settlement grow in the destination place, yes, such as Dutch settlement in Ontario. So some of the Dutch settlements are in Ontario. Then French settlements are in Quebec. Yes. Next, German settlements are in southern Brazil and Tamil settlement in Sri Lanka. So in Sri Lanka, yes, some of the Tamilians are there, isn't it? Yes, so like that, from each country, they are moving from one country and they're settling in one country. On economic activities. So before we saw social, now we are going to see economic. Yes. Due to migration, the proportion of working population in the place of origin decreases, that in the place of origin decrease and destination increase. So due to migration, here what is the proportion of working population? Is the place of origin decrease and the place of destination increases. So working people population is decreased in origin and it is increased in destination place. Yes. Then brain drain on the migration skilled and highly educated persons from developed or developing countries in search of better employment opportunity occurs. So migration skilled or highly educated people from developed or developing countries in search of better employment opportunities occur. So even highly educated people move from developed or developing countries in search of better employment opportunities. Large scale migration from any region may slow down the pace of resource development in the place of origin of the migrants. However, it also reduces the pressure of population in such regions. So, large scale migration from any region may slow down. So, migration can slow down any time in the pace of resource development. So, what is the pace? The pace is resource development in the place of origin of the migrants. However, it also reduces the pressure of population in such regions. So because of this, if the pressure of population is low, it is less in number. The remittance that the migrants send home add to the economic prosperity. The remittance are a major source of foreign exchange for the source countries. Punjab, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu receive large number of remittances from the international migrants. Then, on political system, the migrants are often an important factor in deciding the political future of a country. So, who are the major deciding people? Yes, political political people are deciding future of a country. The presence of migrants can help in improving the relations between the sending and the receiving countries. So the presence of migrants, it means the presence of migrants means now upcoming migrants can help in improving the relationship between from the sending and the receiving countries. Next, even in a developed democracy like the USA, the migrants constitute an important vote bank for the political parties. So the migrants play an important role where in developing democracy like the USA, for what? For the vote bank, these people are given importance. Next, on environment. Large scale rural to urban migration can cause overcrowding in the cities. So, large scale rural to urban migration can cause overcrowding in the cities. Yes. So, because of migration, overcrowding is in the cities. Next, overcrowding may put pressure on the existing infrastructure such as water supply, electricity, roads, sanitation, education, and medical facilities. So, first, overcrowding as caused in the city. Next, due to overcrowding, what are happening? Yes, we suffer for water supply. Then there is electricity problem. Roads are, yes, so due to overcrowding, roads are getting small. Sanitation is not maintained properly. Then education and medical facilities are facing problems. The last is overcrowding also lead to growth of cities and the emergence of slums in cities. Then here what they are telling us, yes, it even leads to growth of cities. So because of overcrowding, they keep on extending the cities. Here we are going to learn about brain drain. The situation when highly qualified and skilled people emigrate to work and settle permanently in another country that provides them better employment opportunity is called brain drain. So what is a brain drain, children? Yes, the very qualified, skilled people move from their native place to work and they settle permanently in another country. Why? Because it provides better employment opportunity. So it is called as brain drain. Brain drain is also known as human capital flight. So what is a brain drain? Brain drain is also known as human capital flight. So now we are going to see the causes. Brain drain is caused to a combination of both push and pull factors. So again, brain drain is also caused due to push and pull factors. Some of the push factors are shortage of high quality jobs, lower wages, less promotional opportunities, poor working environment. So what are the pull factors for brain drain? Yes, because of shortage quality job. So here the employment is less, then they are getting low salaries. Next, less promotional opportunity. So for their work they have not promoted. Last, poor working environment. The working environment is not satisfied for the people. Here we will see the pull factors. So what are the pull factors? High level of industrial development. So why they are moving from the native to another country? High level of industrial development. So the industries have been well developed. Availability of high quality jobs. So if industries are developed, there will be a employment, yes. Then high salaries are given. So if there's job opportunity, then high salaries will be given. So if high salary is given, automatically the standard of living will be increased. So what are the pull factors? First, they move to an industrially developed area. So why they are moving industrially developed areas? Yes, just imagine as city or well developed countries. Yes, so India is an developing country. Just imagine other countries, well developed countries, why they are moving from India to America or other countries, because it is developed industrially. Then the high quality jobs. So they, in other countries they are getting high quality jobs. Next, high salary. So if there is high quality, and there will be increase in salary. If there is increase in salary, the standard of living will be increased. Now we will see the impacts. Brain drain is a serious problem in the developing countries. So India is in developing country. So here we are facing brain drain. It has both positive and negative impacts. So brain drain have both positive and negative impacts. First, we will see the positive. The migrants send remittance which help to the economic growth of the home country. So they are, for the purpose who they are working, they send money to the native place so that it helps in economic growth of the home country. Next, the remittance improve the standard of living of the migrant families. So their families, the migrant families standard of living is increased in positive impacts. Last is negative impacts. One of the negative impact is shortage of skilled professionals. So what is the negative impacts? Shortage of skilled professionals. In your classwork, kindly write down the causes and about brain drain in detail. Thank you, student, for listening.